Greetings, I am Laz.
And I am Scandal.
And
let's play a game together. Woo!
Alright, so we have had the surprise birthday party sprung on us.
Yes, with
and
fake fictional children that are probably written poorly.
We are hoping they're written well. The game has done a lot of things really well at this point, and just like an announcer, and we're hoping that they'll pull through strong in the next act.
Aha! Let's do it.
Let's hope they don't have us in the first half there, Scandal.
I hate you. Sacrificing future generations. That's what we're doing. All right.
Naomi starts pulling at her hair, eyes wide and trembling.
Throwing ski balls overhand into the glass, jumping up and down on pinball machines, putting chewing gum into coin slots.
These are not the 5-year-olds I know.
That's what I'm about to say. You sound like badly written. I'm like, the minute that they started freaking out, I went, yeah, you're going to be poorly
it's
written
that
children.
Nightmare child. On the other hand, if we've worked at a pool, we might be magically good with kids.
It's true.
I would be
Pulling
for
out my
it.
costume, tearing all pieces from it. Oh, honey. That's
Naomi, Ashley, keep it together. We've survived kids' birthday parties before.
Doom! The end is nigh!
I love Francine's
to
time.
get in the way of all the fun. Yep, it's time for my afternoon nap anyway.
Wow, this thing closes early.
Have fun, dears.
It must, if they're only got or that or their idea of a few hours could be up to 5. Right. Battle stations, everyone. I'll take ticket desks so I can oversee operations. Ashley, greet the kids. Naomi, watch for hardware damage. Laz, Roman duty. Look for trouble. Do what you can. Prepare yourselves. They are coming. Like an oncoming tidal wave, the rumble is felt before it is seen. Parents pulling into the parking lot, minivans disgorging kindergartners, and suddenly, I think
5-year-olds?
Are they kindergartners?
What?
I think so. Because they're not first grade yet.
Hang on.
And I don't think they're preschool.
Hang on. How?
There's only so many random facts I can memorize about little kids that I don't spend as much time around anymore. How old do kids have to be to go to kindergarten? You could have just said kindergarten age.
5.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's about right.
But that's...
Because I think 4 and 5-year-olds are kindergarten, and then 6 is, 6 and 7, depending on your birthday, is first grade, I think.
Okay. That's fine. I'm like, what?
It's fine.
I'm like, I don't remember kids being that big of shit, so that's fine.
Suddenly. And again, I've been around groups of obnoxious kids, but, it's never hard to build a rapport with them in general, as long as you have, any support at all.
Oh no, it's that fox.
The little
I've seen that
fox is adorable,
before.
and I've seen it everywhere. What's for the flaming heart thing?
I don't know, but it's cute.
It is cute. All right, here we go. Some diversity as well. Love it. An explosion of small humans rushes the doors, bursting into the arcade before scattering every which way. Even before any of them can get tokens, they're grabbing at joysticks, smashing buttons, eager to get their game on, or even just pretend to be playing. That sounds a little young.
Eager to get their game on, or even just pretend to be playing.
Meaning,
that doesn't...
I am happy to play if I had tokens or anything, or I'm happy to be here and just pretend to play if I can't.
Okay, that was like that.
I'll just
What?
mash buttons and move joysticks to the preloaded animations for advertising the game and be completely happy, which is not the 5-year-olds I have known if they're familiar with games. So the kids that I know that are familiar with arcades, and this world being very familiar with arcades and suggesting that these kids would have familiarity as part of their culture, by that age, they are no longer happy with just mashing buttons.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
It's okay.
I'm okay. This is the only part of the game. I determined this will be the only disappointing part of the game. That is my mantra. Oh, it's okay.
It's okay.
The crew assumes battle stations. Naomi, by the fragile pinball machines. Ashley, near the door, trying to distract the incoming kids to greet them. Gavin, armed with pre-stacked $10 rolls of tokens, quickly exchanges them with the adults. Beats waiting in line at the change machines. As for the pro gamers, well, Queen Bee and Tio's friends bolt for the exit. What? Everyone is afraid of children? You're kidding. Abandoning them. Keen on getting out ahead of the surge of kitties, I guess. Are we talking about, this is now a packed Chuck E. Cheese? They brought 60 kids to this birthday party?
Maybe.
Because if that's the case, I want to know. Because that is an important distinction between here's a party with 10 to 12 little kids,
right,
and here's 60 little kids. Which would make more sense for people going, okay, this is suddenly a kiddie pool, I'm out.
Yeah, goodbye!
Especially with an arcade of this size, 5 to 12 kids isn't going to make much of a difference.
No, not really. Especially when they already were going off about the fact that there's a huge number of basically adults here already.
Uh-huh.
Like, that's the thing that I think is interesting. Is like they were going off about there's this huge crowd gathered around Fists of Discomfort. There's a huge one over
Yeah,
here
like the
next
arcade
to...
is fairly well packed right now based on what's been described. It'd be interesting for the kids to go, I'm not going to react to these adults at all, and all of them to basically have uniform personalities of this.
Yeah, well,
Like,
you know.
as if they're a mob instead of individual people.
Or what we had is we just had Queen Bee and Tio leave, but we haven't heard whether or not Pier has left.
If Percy.
Percy, but she called him Purr.
Yeah, I know, but I don't
Which
want
is
to call
weird.
him Purr.
I couldn't remember his name!
I'm like with the cat. Purr. It's fine. Anyway, that's all very well and good, but I've got no idea where I'm supposed to be. They said floor control, just like you were doing before. Roman duty. Gavin said, look for trouble. Gavin said. Hi, join the army, they said. I mean, I was doing that before, but now the chaos has multiplied. For a few minutes, I'm like a pinball being bounced around, or like that frog trying to cross a highway of traffic.
We couldn't mention Frogger.
It's fine. Eventually, I spot 3 possible problems on the rise. It's gonna be 3 choices. This is Lily's card as well. At least 3 things have gone wrong, but instead of 3 solutions or 3 possible outcomes, it's 3 things gone wrong.
It's fine.
I love it. And Laz, a professional floor attendant, is ready to attend them. Which one of these should I tackle first, though? I may not be able to deal with all of them in time. So this one, I don't know if I'll have time.
Yeah.
2 kids fighting over a box of cupcakes. Now, was this a drop them off and the parents leave? Because that's also an important distinction. Because if it's a party where the parents drop them off and leave, then there's a very big difference to how the kids behave.
If there's an angry adult shouting at a kid,
near,
that is not...
unless it's not a parent, it's just another customer.
Yeah.
Little girl crying over her stolen tickets near Percy and Gavin. An angry adult shouting at a kid near Tio and Queen Bee. 2 kids fighting. All right, I'm going to leave the kids fighting over a box of cupcakes. And I have no idea what Liza would choose in this space, so I'm going to do character building here, and I'm going to decide a priority. Because I don't know how Liza interacts with kids here. So as a character...
There's also the thing, too, that you gotta keep in mind. They're going, okay, what characters are you interested in? Because that's what these setups have to do with. Specifically, Naomi and Ashley, Teo and Queen Bee, or are we doing Percy and Gavin?
On the other hand, though, it also doesn't matter because I'm trying to play a character.
I know.
Rather than pursue someone.
I appreciate
and 2,
that.
we have the option not to romance.
I understand that, but I'm also saying
okay,
part
but
of
that's
the...
what the game is allowing you for, yes.
Yes.
So for me, angry adults shouting at a kid seems like the first thing to interact with because adults have heart. Because it doesn't say parent talking to their kid. It's adults shouting at a kid. And so if you have child is here, I mean, this is me. This is what I think. That I would be like, girl crying over her stolen tickets, yeah, that's disappointing, and that's frustrating.
But that's something you could actually address. One of the things why I'm saying with the adult with a child thing is because you don't know if it's a parent or not. And sometimes some people like to come over and go, hi, can I help? And it's like, I'm disciplining my child, back off.
Which is why, again, they didn't call it a parent shouting at their kid. I think they're framing it to be, this is some customer shouting at one of the kids.
Right.
So I might be wrong about that, but I think that's what that is.
Okay, well, let's pick then an angry adult shouting at the kid. That's
So,
fine. Like, you could go...
When did Teo get over to Queen Bee, though? Because they were completely different games. It says their groups left, but it doesn't say that Teo moved over to Queen Bee.
That doesn't make any sense to me either. That's why I'm like, why are these people all coupled together?
The kid.
Percy's still over
between
here
the two of
playing
them?
Moopy, okay?
Yes, and would be. And
Gavin's,
should be.
as far as I know, down near the bottom of the screen, so that's not the same place really at all.
Yeah.
So it's
all right.
okay.
Anyway, angry adult shouting at a kid.
Let's do it.
We can do this. We can do it. The sounds of hardship call to me from the Fast Cars 5 racing games. So that is not near Queen Bee. That is more near Showtime's stage, but it's kind of half between if they're at the first one on the left.
Yeah.
So anyway, shouting adults and crying children are never particularly good signs, and I hope beyond hope that I can take this on. I shake the discomfort off. Now's not the time to doubt myself. Now, I do feel very comfortable that this character did work at a public pool, like a community center pool. Like, if they were comfortable with that job, I feel like they're very equipped to do this kind of stuff because you encounter all kinds of shit at public pools.
Yeah, that's true.
And having been poor into a lot of free public pools, like so if Liz was a good lifeguard, while they can be hesitant, I think they can do this.
Yep.
All right, now's not the time to doubt myself. I need to find out what's going on stat. As I get closer to the revving of engines and the clacking of shifting gears, I see a grown woman berate a cowering boy.
I didn't.
Aiden!
Admit it. Oh, it is Mom. Admit it. I know what you did, you brat. It's a different mom, though, not his mom. You manipulated my precious son to put his tokens in your game. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I'm so sorry.
Children like you are the absolute worst. Garbage, and I am a parent that only cares about my one child, my decorative object. I do not care about children in general. They can all go blow themselves. But non-sexually, because children. Oh, ma'am, keep your voice down. There's no need to shout at a child, no less. What's going on here? As in, what happened? This jerk of a boy told my sweetest, beyond sweet Josh that he should put his own tokens into the racing machine so he could play it for free. Josh earned those tokens from his own allowance because I would not give him free party money. That is not how this works. He is a child that has done things through hard work in the meritocracy, and I won't let some devil child steal his money. Let's just take a moment to calm down, okay? Before I say anything else, I spot Queen Bee and Teo out of the corner of my eye. Queen Bee looks infuriated, and Teo has buried his face in his hand. That sounds a little wild. Shouldn't she be involved in her game, and shouldn't maybe he also? I mean, if she's streaming, she should really be focused on it also and her fans. But, too, like, his face in his hand? Was that like, he's totally like, you did a bad job? Actually, now that I stop to think about it, they might have some insight. The racing games are right next to Showtime stage. Teo probably has a good vantage point of the whole thing if he was dancing on stage and wasn't watching the game he was playing. And just by the way, Queen Bee's brows are furrowed. I can tell something's not quite sitting right with her. But the game's telling me that I should interact with them, even if it sounds weird to the player.
Yeah.
I could ask one of them for their help. Or I could try to solve this one by myself.
Good question.
I feel like Lies is a really independent person.
Okay.
Like, I really do. I felt like Lies has been very much tough neighborhood, low income, rough home life. You learn to look out for yourself, and sometimes it makes you bad at asking for help.
Yes.
A lot of times it makes you bad at asking for help, especially with strangers. And, like, this is from a lot of poor kids that I knew from one limited different demographic.
Right.
But, like, help from strangers is usually, this is an official situation. Can I get you to interact with it? And we're totally comfortable with that because otherwise we don't get anything.
So the other thing also that I wanted to say that I thought was interesting about this anyway is going like, can you imagine though just being this mother and this employee goes off to go consult someone else?
I know, going, excuse me, what happened? And then you walk away, go get someone else. No, it would be super bizarre. And I think that would be strange.
Especially when they're not
Did you see what happened? And it sounds very accusatory. Going, I don't care what you, the mom, said. It sounds weird to me. But despite that sounding weird, I really do think the Lies would be like, I am quick on my feet. I solve my own problems.
I support you.
Detective Lies is on the case. It's time to put my Sherlock cap on and figure this out myself. Or just solve it. Sometimes you don't figure it out. Sometimes what you do is you go, look, how many tokens did he use? You reimburse them and you call it good.
Yeah.
The scene, Fast Cars 5 Racing Games, is the darkest corner of the Funplex. Approximately 6 p.m. EST. We are really doing the investigator. The crime, theft via extortion. The suspected crime, I will say.
Yeah.
The accused, the crying boy. The facts, what I've gathered thus far. She claims the boy tricked her son into putting his tokens into the boy's game. Do we have any witnesses? Let's delve a little deeper, shall we? Ma'am, I'm with the arcade staff, and I'm here to help. I know you're upset right now, but if you please stop shouting, I'm sure we can get this all settled. She calms down enough for me to ask questions. Reasonable, Mom. That is actually good. On the other hand, depends on what kind of calm we're talking about here. Also, everyone in this game is buff as hell. I mean, look at Mom's arms.
Mom is ripped.
This is amazing. Like, everyone is like gym all the time. We do not skip arm day.
She plays games too.
Pec day. You know what? Every one of these controllers and buttons is weighted, so everyone gets strong in this arcade. You know what? Our balls for skee ball are 15-pound balls. You must work to roll those things up there.
I get my brain going.
Balls? Skee ball balls, okay?
I know.
It's fine. Maybe like 8-pound balls. You know, kids gotta be able to lift them too. Have you actually asked the boy his side of the story? That sounds a little confused, story. Why would I ever do that? He's obviously a thief. And a liar. Probably. A little less confident now. The sweet silence. Gone. and the boy appears as if he's about to burst into tears again. There is no way to make this lady see reason in one try, unless I do something. Talk calmly, shout back, wait until she stops.
Talk calmly.
I think we're very much talk calmly, because she did stop. Unless that shrinking off into the distance was supposed to be her, I continue on, but there was no ellipsis, so...
Aye.
Time to use a true and tried tactic among all detectives, reverse psychology. Since she's shouting, I need to speak softly to talk her down. It'll force her to stop and think so she can actually hear me. I continue speaking in a hushed tone, or moderate tone. It's only fair to hear the boy's side. This could all just be a misunderstanding. Please? Taking advantage in the moment, I crouch down next to the crying boy and try to console him. Hello there, little man. I know this is very tough for you, but can you tell me what happened? The boy hesitates for a moment.
I didn't.
I swear I didn't do anything. The other kid, he just came up out of nowhere and dropped his token in my slot. After I lost, I got off the game and offered it to him, but he just ran away.
Oh, okay, that might explain it. That explains it. I'm totally confident. I turn back to the lady. See, there, it was all just a mistake. That boy is claiming my Josh is a liar. Unacceptable. Your Josh looks super shy, actually, and uncomfy. He could be making it all up just to protect himself. You have no proof. Neither do you, miss. As much as I believe the crying boy, she does have a point. On the other hand, if this was one token, this would be solved real easily, unless she needs moral justice rather than financial justice.
Right?
I don't have any proof, and that's the thing I need to finally put this to bed. Or a token. I take a second to formulate my next thought, and then spot a camera dangling from the corner of the ceiling. Aha! We can check the security footage, which I do not know if I have permission to do at all, or if it's actually a functioning camera, and not just a dummy camera. But, yes, do that. Then you will see how my Josh was wronged.
This lady is incredibly fucking tolerant, because I cannot tell you how I have dealt with angry customers, and they do not want you to do that shit. They're like, I am right, and you're still fucking doubting me.
Right?
Like, how
No, I was just saying, I've seen a lot of people go, well, then we'll check the cameras. You don't need to fucking check the cameras if you believe me, and I'm telling the truth. You're saying you don't believe me.
Yeah, and you also dealt with somebody who was very much like, I don't do that.
Also we've said we can check the cameras, but we don't really do that. Unless it's a legal issue, we don't do that.
Yeah.
We tell people to lord it over their heads to make them feel like they're being watched, but unless it's a legal issue, we don't check them.
Yeah.
Hold on a minute, ma'am. Since I assume I can do this quickly, I'll be right back. You two kids? Since I'm gonna address the kids as well, since they're part of this, hold on for a minute. I run back to the employees only area and over to the small bank of security monitors that I totally noticed when I was being shown around in here, which did not include a tour of such things. I find the one that's pointing at the Fast Cars 5 games, spend a few minutes rewinding, which I know how to do also and is also available on the monitor.
Whoa!
To the time of the crime. Got it. Crying boy's story checks out. It appears that Josh put the token in the wrong slot, which I can understand. They're stacked vertically, and it's not clear which slot is for which game. I rush back to the scene of the crime and quickly tell them the results, with a spare token. And this boy even got out of the driving seat and offered Josh, but Josh just ran away after that. He may have been frustrated or, irritated. So, as you see, no one's at fault here. So let's just all apologize, and I'll reimburse you your token, which is what I'm used to as arcade etiquette, and carry on, okay? I do not accept. You are taking this thief's side. Josh is a good boy and doesn't deserve to be treated this way. I told you, he made an honest mistake. Josh, get over here. We're leaving this horrible arcade. Right now, no birthday party for you. I didn't see that one coming. The woman scoops up her child and storms out the front door. I don't think we'll ever see her or her son anymore, and frankly, why didn't I just give them their token back? Usually small money injustices are just reimbursed in arcades. Maybe that's not the culture.
Super easy. What?
I don't know.
Like,
that feels
even
super weird
I'm
to me.
confused.
Yeah,
what?
that is such a common standard thing. If you lost up to $2, we'll just reimburse you. You're going to spend it here.
That's chump change.
Like it's no big deal. And the fact that you're immediately going to spend it here, no big deal.
Yeah, no shit.
I don't think we'll see her or her son anymore, and frankly, I'm okay with that. It's just me and the boy now, and visibly he's still shaken up from the whole ordeal. How are you doing?
I think I'm okay.
The boy nods, wiping his snotty nose on his really short sleeve, which would be quite a maneuver.
I mean, I feel like this. It's not
I
bad.
know, but like younger kids usually go for the farther away sleeve.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, I get
They're
you.
not usually as coordinated to turn towards their shoulder, so I think longer sleeves would fit with that
Especially
story
because it
better.
seems like a 3-year-old more than like a 5-year-old.
I
Like,
mean,
damn.
5 could be okay if he was like, if she came in screaming and he was surprised and stimulated that much with the
Okay,
arcade.
I can see that.
I'd say, but yeah, that was quite that was an experience. I'm sorry this whole thing happened to you, but if it's any consolation, the bad lady is gone. That is not my language. That's fine. The bad lady's gone, and I don't think she's going to ever come back.
That seems like what?
That is
Again,
not
I'm like,
my
it's
preference.
really easy going. This is what I saw, and ma'am, I understand that you're upset. Please stop yelling at the child. Here's a token to reimburse you for the one that you lost.
Yeah, basically gonna be
Like,
like,
this is
looks
really
like it
easy."
was an honest mistake. And the
I appreciate you don't believe me, but this is really easy. Here, let me just give you this.
on the
Boink,
other
done.
hand, I would be like, hey, I understand that this went like you don't even need to prove anything.
No.
though. Like usually it's the oh gee, I'm really sorry. Look here, how many tokens did you lose, kid? We'll fix that.
'Cause-
Well, this kid is a problem. All right, well, why don't we just move you guys to a different part of the arcade from each other? And since they want to get on with their life, they go, well, fine.
right?
Like that's usually the case.
Oh, I'm like, and there's that option too. Like, really, for a lot of people, you don't have to prove goddamn anything, especially in regards to this. You're like, they're still gonna be here. Who the hell cares? Just give him a couple of coins.
And again, going, is it moral justice or monetary justice? Do you want this kid punished and me to agree he's a bad person, or do you want your money back?
Mm-hmm. And it sounded like she had a problem with the money, honestly.
It really
like,
did. She sounded very like there was this kid's lying about my son, so we're gonna need you to just calm down and stop engaging, basically, as long as he stops saying what he's saying.
Yeah.
Then her kid can have the money back and it's fine. On the other hand, though, it really looked like she was one of those moms of, I am going to tell you what my son is saying, and whatever he said, we'll never know.
Yeah, we don't have any idea. Clearly, that kid wasn't even allowed to speak for himself.
I've also never been a fan of calling adults the bad lady, the bad man, whatever, because it gives the idea, it sort of enforces that moral hierarchy.
Yeah.
If there are good people and bad people, not, she was clearly having a rough day and I'm sorry you were treated like that.
Yeah. No, Okay, well, I mean, again,
Anyway.
interesting and different politics than either my friend or myself would basically get engaged with, but,
But
that's
that's okay.
Hey, those are what stories are for. So thank you very much, guys, though, for joining us. If you like what we do, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and also share our videos if you're having a good time with us. Please also feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi or Patreon. Got some links in the description down below. And I have been Scandal.
And I have been Lies.
And it was great playing with you. Bye!